Come through. Oh my God. Come through. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Hey internet friends, welcome back to my channel. If it is your first time here, do best and press the subscribe button. It just helps me grow my channel, which is something that I'm really trying to do right now. So please help me out, press the subscribe button. Today I'm just doing a really quick makeup look, but I'm really here to talk to you guys about something that's been heavy on my mind, for real. Like, I've just been thinking about it so much over the past few months, over the past few weeks, about safe spaces and just about safety, the safety of women in society. I really don't understand what is happening right now. There's so many women who are being massacred. Honestly, it's beyond just random killings and random acts of abuse. It's now just intensified to a point where you can't go through a single week in this country without there being something said on the news or something on social media about a woman being killed by her romantic partner, by a stranger, by gangs. The problem is, this virus is really messing up so many things for people. It's not sitting well in my spirit that so many women are losing their lives. Perpetrators, there's nothing that they could ever actually give as a good enough reason for taking someone's life. We really need to find a way as a society to ensure the safety of women and children. It's like something is in the air and it is not something good, honestly. Over time, it actually gets a bit draining reading the news about this person dying and that person being assaulted. It gets really draining over time, and I think that's why I'm actually speaking about it. It's because I need to sort of de-stress and make sense of it, put it into words so that I can also just rationalize it in my own mind, because I'm finding that because of all of these breaking stories where women are being assaulted, I'm actually finding that I'm becoming scared of being around people, of being around men specifically. I'm finding myself being fearful of being around men that I don't know. And it's even worse because these women aren't just being killed by strangers, they're being killed by romantic partners. So that also just makes it so uncomfortable. It's like, who can you trust in this world actually? Is there a single person who you can count on, rely on for your safety as a woman in this country? You can't trust strangers because, well, they themselves are just doing the most out here on these streets. But then it's worse because you can't even trust your partner. I think that's even worse because you're building a life with them, or you've been building a life with them, and then they betray you in the worst way imaginable. Like, I can't even rationalize that. That's why I'm saying it out loud, because I really need to find a way to make sense of it so that I don't go into a place where I just shy away from communicating with people because they are males. It's not just men who perpetrate gender-based violence, it's also women. But a lot of the stories that I've been reading have to do with men violating women that they are in relationships with, which is just, it's creepy, honestly. There's just a creepy factor to it because, sir, what is it, like, what is lacking in your life that you now need to commit such violence against somebody who you claim to love? I just don't get it. I really don't get it. As much as I can blame the man, blame the perpetrator, blame all the males and say men are trash, put it out there, and just, we also need to think about how we treat women who come forward and actually speak about the abuse that they're facing in their relationships. In my community, if you are in a relationship with someone, worse, if you are married to that person, girl. How do your elders respond when a wife comes forward, or a girlfriend, when she comes forward stating that your son has done this, or your brother, your uncle, your friend, your cousin, whatever the case is, when his girlfriend or his wife comes to you and says, so and so is abusing me, what is your first response? Because you know that women are going through this horrible plight where literally any man could be her abuser. When they come forward to you and state, he pushes me around, he belittles her emotionally, he's very... What do you say? As a fellow woman who's experiencing the world in a similar, way as she is, as somebody who also has to watch the news every day and see that another woman has been killed, another girl has been assaulted, how do you respond when somebody comes to you about someone that you know abusing them? What is your first thought? Are you one of those people who side with the victim? Whose side do you take when a victim comes forward? Are you one of those people who, without even rationalizing it, you side with the perpetrator? Are you one of those people who turns a blind ear to victims because you supposedly know the alleged perpetrator? I know that some people have an issue with victims coming forward because it's like, why are you telling us? Why didn't you go to the police? But then you also need to realize that when somebody is being assaulted, they are in a state of trauma. They're going through a trauma. A lot of the times, victims don't even want to believe that they have been victimized. You have to retell this whole story, how it happened, and already they are looking at you as... Those are the types of things that the police ask you. One, why are you out at this time? Why are you wearing what you're wearing? Why were you drinking? Why were you smoking? What were you doing in that part of town? So can you imagine being somebody who's just been assaulted and you now need to go and... Girl, you now need to go and bare your soul to these men. I know that there are female police officers. I'm very much aware of that. However, usually the people at the front desk are males. I don't know why. And police officers are known for being insensitive. Unfortunately, when somebody comes forward and says, I'm not going to press any charges because it's just going to be too much for me to handle. You know what? I think those women have a fair ground to stand on in their wanting to tell that so-and-so did this to me, but I'm not going to press charges because of whatever reason that they give. Because given the track record of our society, a lot of perpetrators, especially for sexual crimes, a lot of perpetrators do not even get jail time. A lot of the times they get community service, or the case is thrown out completely. The case doesn't even make it to court. If it does make it to court and you're lucky, you're made a spectacle as the victim. If somebody is going to hurt you, assault you, psychologically, physically, financially, whatever the case is, if somebody is going to abuse you, they will make sure that they are always seen as the better person in that situation. They will always make sure that they have the upper hand. And that's how they're able to manipulate their victims. If somebody comes forward about your really nice, gentleman-like friend, take it seriously. I'm not saying stop being friends with that person, but open your eyes as well. Open your eyes, open your ears. Watch your friend. When perpetrators are asked, one of the main reasons that they give for assaulting someone is that she turned me down and she was rude about it. Like, okay, why are you now harassing her? Why are you stalking her? You can't take rejection. That's how petty and fragile your male ego is. Men are trash. I understand that an action statement such as this one may make a lot of people uncomfortable, especially males. Random guys on the streets, honestly, till this day, I don't get it. Why do you do it? Somebody explain. Why do you feel the need to hold my hand if I'm walking on the street and you, for whatever reason, you're drawn to me? It's a very superficial interest. As a male, come up to me, you want to grab my hand. Sir, I don't know you. What are you doing? Don't touch me. No matter what women say, we can be as kind as possible. Men will still find a way to be offended by your kindness when you let them down. Yes, I must point out, it's not all men. Of course, it's not all men, but it's enough men for it to be a problem for all women. There is not a single woman who is exempt from the male gaze, essentially. Yeah, there's not a single woman who is exempt from the male gaze. Why are you bullying women? Women know that they're beautiful. Women know that they dressed really well. We make ourselves look good. We dress ourselves well because it helps us feel good about ourselves. We're not doing it for the male gaze. But in this weird male-dominated society, males have found a way to make everything about them. Everything is about how men receive you as a woman. And that's not right. We are not living for men. That's why the whole action statement, men are trash, is so important. That's why it resonates with so many people. Part of that is just for society to wake up to the fact that males are allowed to do any and everything that they want to do, including robbing women of their sense of safety. And that's not right. We just need to be mindful. How do we treat people who have experienced abuse, people who have been assaulted and attacked? How do we respond to them as a society? Do we support them? Do we refer them to mental health services? Do we refer them to health services in general? Do we refer them to spiritual guidance? Whatever the case is, are we making sure that people who unfortunately have become victims of society, males in society, are we making sure that those people are well taken care of? Whether we believe them or not, just as a person, go back to the essence of it all. You are a person, I am a person. Who is being victimized? People. By who? People. As a human who is alive right now in this day and age where such atrocities are happening, are you helping your fellow human move on with their lives for the better? Do I immediately side with the perpetrator? Because if that's the case, then something is wrong with me. Something is wrong with you as a person if the first thing that you do is take up for the perpetrator. No matter how amazing of a person they are, what comes to mind is the whole Bill Cosby situation. He was actually assaulting so many women behind the scenes. And that's the thing. That's just one case that proves that you can never really know a person. While it's still out there and only affecting other people's daughters, affecting other people's mothers, nobody really wants to pay mind to it. If somebody comes forward, doesn't matter whether you believe them or not, doesn't matter what she has worn before or what she hasn't worn before. Just because she posted in a bikini once, it doesn't mean that she's now asking for unwanted male attention. A lot of times when males harm their partners to the extent of killing their partners, it's because she's planning on leaving her. So he thinks to himself, you know what, if I can't have you, no one can have you. Which in itself is toxic. That's not right. You shouldn't be controlling someone's life like that. Especially someone that you claim to love. And women don't know until it's too late. It's when you leave him, that's when you see, and he's the killer. And then it's too late. We need to remember that if he can shove you into a wall, then he can definitely beat you up. And if he can beat you up, girl, he can kill you. I mean, God forbid. Don't be quick to defend perpetrators. And hold your friends accountable. You can still be friends with abusers. It's your choice. If you want to be that person, be that person. But hold your friends accountable. that's something that you can do. Next time your bro aggressively hits on a woman who is clearly not interested, and then he turns around and slut shames her when she says no, call him out on it. Let him know that what you just did wasn't right. It's hectic. It really is. Women have to put on eyelashes. Isn't that enough of a struggle? Now we need to deal with men assaulting us as well. Honestly, can women just catch a break? This really does actually get to me. It really worries me. I honestly just get so scared of being outside around people, because I don't know, is the killer here? Am I next? And that's why we need to create safe spaces for women, because we literally have no idea where it is that we can be safe. It's not even that the person themselves is trash, it's their actions, the actions that they are now inflicting on other people. The action is trash, and it's resulting in tragedy and loss. Remember to treat victims with dignity and respect, and don't be so quick to side with a possible perpetrator, because you never really know. People are shady out here. Until next time, internet friends, be good to yourself, be good to others.